Navannatha Girivaradhari
Yashodanda Prajanaranja Yamuna Tiravachari
Yashodanandana Vrajanandana Yamuna Tiravanachari
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Prahlad Vacha Shonam Kirtanam Vishnu Smarnam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Agyam Atma Nivedanam Vidhi Pum Sapito Vishnu Bhakti Chetna Lakshana Gita Dupati Yoda Karmanye Ditam Tamam. Brahma said, hearing and chanting about transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastime of Lord Vishnu. Remembering them, serving the lotus feet of Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto him. In other words, serving him with the body, mind, and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to serve Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. Yesterday we read some part of it. One's sincere endeavor to perform this 9 processes of devotional service is technically called bhakti. The word adha means directly. One should not be like the karmis who perform pious activities and then formally offer the results to Krishna. That is karma kanda. One should aspire for the results of his pious activities. One should not aspire for the results of his pious activities, but should dedicate oneself fully and then act piously. In other words, one should act for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu, not for the satisfaction of his own senses. That is the meaning of word dharma directly. Anya Bilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Jnanavritam Nukulina Krishnam Shilanam Bhakti Uttamam. One should enter transcendental loving service to Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain. Fruity activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. One should simply satisfy Krishna without being influenced by fruity knowledge or fruity activity. Gopal Tapani Upanishad says that the word bhakti means engagement in the devotional service of Supreme Personality, not of anyone else. This Upanishad describes that bhakti is the offering of devotional service unto the Supreme Personal Godhead. To perform devotional service, one should be relieved of the bodily concept of life and aspiration to be happy through elevation to the higher planet systems. In other words, one person searches for satisfaction of the Supreme Lord without any desire for material benefit is called bhakti. Bhakti is also called Ishkarma, or freedom from results of fruit activity. Bhakti and Nishkarma are on the same platform. All the devotional service and faith appear almost the same. 9 different processes initiated by Prahlad Maharaj, who learned them from Narmuni, may not all be required for the execution of devotional service. If a devotee performs only one of these 9 without deviation, he can attain the mercy of Supreme Personality. Sometimes it's found that when one performs one of the processes, other processes are mixed with it. That is not improper for a devotee. When devotee executes any one of the 9 processes, Navadakshina, this is sufficient. The other 8 processes are included. Now let us discuss these 9 different processes. First, Shravan, hearing of the holy name of the Lord. Shravan is the beginning of devotional service. Although any one of the 9 processes is sufficient, in chronological order, the hearing of the holy name of the Lord is the beginning. Indeed, it is essential, as enunciated by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Eto darpanamanjano, by chanting the holy name of Lord, one is cleansed of the material conception of life, which is due to the dirty modes of material nature. When dirt is cleansed from the core of one's heart, one can realize the form of the Supreme Person Godhead, Ishvara, Brahma, Krishna, Sachidananda, Vigara. Thus, by hearing the holy name of Lord, one comes to the platform of understanding the personal form of God. After realizing the Lord's form, one can realize the transcendent qualities of God. When one can understand his transcendent qualities, one can understand Lord's states. In this way, devotee advances further and further towards complete understanding of Lord as he awakens realization of Lord's holy name, transcendent qualities. His Paraparnila and everything pertaining. Therefore, the chronological process is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. This same process of chronological understanding holds true in chanting and chanting. When the chanting of the holy name, form, qualities, and performance is heard from the mouth of pure devotee, his hearing and chanting are very pleasing. Sri Sanatana Goswami has forbidden us to hear the chanting of an artificial devotee or another devotee. Hearing from text of Srimad Bhagavatam is considered the most important process of hearing. Srimad Bhagavatam is full of transcendent chanting of the holy name. Therefore, the chanting and hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam are transcendent and full of levels. The transcendent holy name of Lord may be heard and chanted according to the attraction of the devotee. One may chant the holy name of Lord Krishna, or one may chant the holy name of Lord Ram, or Nasmadev. Ram Vimurti Shukala Niyamena Tishtan. Lord has a number of forms and names. The devotee may meditate upon a particular form and chant the holy name according to his attraction. Best course is to hear the holy name form and form from a pure devotee of the same standard as oneself. In other words, one is attracted to Krishna should chant and hear from other pure devotees who are also attached to Lord Krishna. The same principle applies for devotees attracted by Lord Ram, Lord Nasamadi, and other forms of Lord. Because Krishna is the ultimate form of Lord, Krishna's Superman Swami. It is best to hear about Lord Krishna's name, form, and pastime from a realized devotee who is particularly attracted by the form of Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam, great devotees like Sukadeva Goswami have specifically described Lord Krishna's name, form, and qualities. Unless one hears about the holy name, form, and qualities of Lord, one cannot clearly understand the other processes of devotional service. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends that one chant the holy name of Krishna, from Jai Sri Krishna Sankirtan. So one is fortunate enough to hear from among the realized devotees is very easily successful on the path of devotional service. Therefore, hearing of the holy name, form, qualities of the Lord is essential. Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned 1.11, 1.11. Vasargo Jantaga Vitlavo, Yasmin Pratishokam Abhati Api, Namanya Seshon Kitania, Shamanti Gayanti Gurunandis. Words describing name, form, and qualities of another day, the unlimited of God, are able to vanquish all the sinful reactions of the entire world. Therefore, even if such verses are poorly composed, what is here then describe them and accept them as qualified and recognized. In this connection, Sri Swami has remarked that the pure devotee take advantage of another pure devotee by trying to hear from him about the holy name, form, and quality of the Lord. If there is no such opportunity, he alone chants and hears the whole Lord's Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Janashtak Chakshuramilamin Tasmai Sri Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Srimati Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Guru Chari Vishesha Srinivas Panchanta Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Goswami Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Okay. So I see blessings of all. Speak something. Patient. आराध्य भगवान ब्रजेश तनया तद्धाम वृंदावन रम्या काचित ब्रजवधु वर्गेन कल्पिता श्रीमद् भागवतम प्रमाण प्रेम उपमर्तम. So this is opinion of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Explain Aradhya Bhagavan, who is the most worshipful Lord, Brajesh Tanaya, Krishna, son of Nanda, the Brajesh, Nanda Krishna, most worshipful person. And most worshipful abode is the Dhama Vrindavan. Vrindavan is the most worshipful. And most exalted devotees are Ramya, Kalki, Rajavadu, Bharati, the is of Vrindavan. They are considered most exalted devotees of Krishna. And Srimad Bhagavatam, the topmost Brahman of all these things is Srimad Bhagavatam. If you want to establish anything, we have to refer to Vedas. Non-Vedas, essence of all Vedas, is in Vedanta Sutra. And commentary on Vedanta Sutra is Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. And therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam considers authority, supreme authority. And Prema Purva, topmost goal is to not dharma, artha, kama, moksha, but Prema. Love. So here in this purport, Prabhupada is explaining about Krishna asked, who is most learned person? Well, definitely say, one has done his PhD, my teens, then postdoc, or he has done double PhD or triple PhD, he cannot say. One is engaged in this 9 process of devotion, is most learned. And we see, saying this 9 processes are actually bhakti. Same 9 processes are further elaborated by Guru 6 items of devotion service. But these are the main 9. Among the 64, 5 are most important. A, B, C, association of devotees. Reading Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavatam, chanting Hare. So here Prabhupada is mentioning first process is Shravana. See, Prabhupada is elaborating on it. Hearing about Krishna. We see this pure devotional service is the topmost thing, and worshipping Krishna is the topmost thing. Worshipping Krishna in mood of gopis of Vrindavan is top. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given it freely and easily to everyone. And Srila Prabhupada further distributed that to all over the world by coming here to America and establishing, especially establish, distribute this. What is to say, Indians are so close to Krishna, but they are running away. Westerners are very far away, but they're coming towards Krishna. Prabhupada therefore the situation. They're going far. We have to turn their face. So Prabhupada established this ISKCON so that this process of nine devotion, nine, he wrote so many books. Books are the basis. Books give philosophy, gives clarity, clarity of vision, clarity of goal. But just by reading books, actually, people don't get convictions. But when people see that practically practiced, then actually people get conviction. Sometimes many things are there in the books, maybe very inspiring. But when we see example, it's really very then we feel maybe it's true. So we see in India, so many Bhagavad are there. But there's no much transformation because people speak, but after that, there's no much difference between materialistic people's life and their life. How many of you have seen devotees and Kathakas sing before coming to ISKCON, before meeting devotees? You have not seen? Seen? I personally used to, in my childhood, every uh, summer vacation, I used to go to Pandharpur and stay in one mutt. But uh, not much difference between materialistic life and the life in the mutt. Same television, same football, same we used to do. Sometimes cricket, in the mutt also used to play. And okay, morning, evening, some aarti bhajans. So then, when that kind of thing, that it's not faith-based. But what is so special about this concept that Prabhupada established? He wrote books and he also demonstrated how to live. Prabhupada established every day morning, hearing, evening, hearing, whole day. Actually, living according to what we have read and heard. Not only saying that Ishavasam Idamsam, everything belongs to God, but actually meaning that in Christians. When that is there, then actually there can be really what is to say, United Nations have failed. Why? Because they don't have common center. Every year, more and more nations are coming up. Prabhupada said we have established really United Nations by establishing Krishna. And actually, in very short time, Prabhupada established ISKCON and actually brought people around the world to come together and practice. Like now in my devotees from more than 100 countries, they stay together. And Russia, China, Japan, Africa, India, they all stay parts. Generally, so many people staying together, not so easy. Immediately, there are so much social cultural differences. So we see in India, there are so many practically 300 kilometers you go, everything will change. Food habits, dressing, culture, and all those things. But still, it is said that India is one country. The Europe, where our 300 kilometers country change, language change, country of whole Europe. Like in England, what is their language? Country is divided based on language. This means French, Germany, German, Spain, Spanish. Different area, different language, different country. It's very difficult to keep them united. But in India, we can see that there is, to some extent, some unity. There's different languages, but still nation is one. He said, what has kept nation one because of this spiritual culture. Ramayana, Mahabharata, Gita. Knowingly, that culture has formed. Now it is slowly more one becomes much more divided. And Prabhupada actually, by establishing two spiritual culture, even divided nation, Prabhupada has created. India was already one, but then slowly is breaking apart. But by establishing true spiritual culture, we can actually establish unity. Say last year there was G20 summit in India, hosted by India. Logo was Vasudev. So everybody wants that Vasudev Kutumbakam comes, but it's very difficult. Because families are breaking apart to speak of creating for the world as well. But Prabhupada actually somehow, even in short time, he was able to demonstrate at least prototype he created, building a house in which whole world can. So actually, to practice Krishna consciousness alone is very community practice. So Prabhupada created a house, which is one kind of community of Krishna consciousness. One time Radha Gopinath was saying, well, how this house is built. Like in house, we have, if you want to build a house, we have a foundation, then we have, after foundation, we have flooring, then we have walls, then we have roofs, we have doors, windows, anything. Really said, Krishna's community, Krishna's hope was built. The foundation of that is Shravanam. The devotees come together, they come together for hearing and chanting. That is the binding house. House will stay strong and go on for long till the foundation is strong. If foundation is weak, house will collapse. Foundation of a strong individual and collective. Individually, we have to take care of our collectively also. We have to do some reading, hearing, chanting all things. And through that, trying to develop personal relationship with Krishna, sadhana is what connecting to Krishna. If we are connected to Krishna, then there is we can be connected to each other. Then relationship. You have to struggle hard to individually, collectively. Nature of this world is that everything goes. Nature of this world is that everything. Say go to get milk. Instead of milk, you'll get 50% water. Like, so over a period of time, this it's because of so many engagements, so many activities, so many sometimes this sadhana, hearing and chanting gets diluted. In the beginning, if somebody, few devotees are there, 5 devotees are there, they're nice hearing chanting, but when community increases, so many services increase, so many increase, there's no time for hearing. And okay, others are doing sadhana, no problem. If I don't do, no problem. If by other blessing, I will continue. Community, the foundation of the house is shown. The first person that will be spiritual and consciousness. Hearing. So that will give us inspiration. That will give us inspiration, proper knowledge to proper see devotees. When we do hearing, then we'll be able to see temple as a temple. We'll be able to see everything is spiritual. Otherwise, without hearing, everything is material. The difference between the devotee and non-devotee region is because of hearing. Non-devotee doesn't hear. There are no understanding and no knowledge. He sees everything. But devotee is able to see. Yeah. So this hearing process is extremely in temple. Preaching means we talk about Krishna, talk about Holy, talk about, and when people come together for hearing, chanting, it's very purifying. Mm. Just by coming together for hearing chanting, people get bonded together. Being together for not very, very uplifting things. And it's very contagious also. When people come, everybody's hearing immediately, they also get into it. So people just get it. So sometimes they read books on something they may understand, something they not, they may practice. They come to temple and say, sir, for hearing, especially temple, sound system is very good. So Ratna started Chopat temple. First thing he did was, he got a new sound system. Very nice because I was very sensitive about sound system. Yatra, last time Yatra, first day only sound system group. And so it was so much anxiety. But it was quite, bold and sensitive. Did not try to tell them all of certain things because of some high things. So hearing, our whole process based on hearing. So therefore, think that doing that. Yeah. So this hearing and chanting knowledge. Then what is the floating? Floating of the house. Floating of the house is genuine, menial, humble menial service activity. 24 hours we are in touch with the floor. 24 hours our original conditional nature is constitutional nature is where so why this foundation of the temple is actually menial service. It identifies themselves as where maybe the king, but it's sweeping. In Vaikunta, Lakshmi is actually proprietor of all the wealth. But what she's doing, she's sweeping Vaikunta. She's massaging the feet of Narayan. So menial service. In Krishna consciousness, no service is insignificant because service is just an opportunity to express our love, cultivate our love for God. So it's not that some service is wrong. Same thing. Prabhupada never discriminated between TT worship or cleaning toilet. In mundane sense, people discriminate. Okay, this high service from Krishna want to cleaning toilet. It's an advance. Somebody doing so, but the service has to be done in proper and the proper mood and proper attitude will come by. So we see outside. Anybody who comes to temple, they put chappals outside. It's, outside it is written, no chappals are allowed. Please keep chappals here. No? People enter without small enter them. We have to give. But as long as we identify ourselves anything other than servant of Krishna, serving becomes very difficult. So like we keep chappal outside, similarly keep all our destinies outside. And then by hearing, hearing helps us to keep our egos outside. Material destinies. If you don't hear, one may come and may continue with big falsity. One has big falsity, very difficult to receive the mercy. Gives up political definition. Why one thinks I of himself, very difficult to say anything. But by hearing, you can understand insignificant content, content, and for long time. And this is more mercy. And when one comes and does service, he understands. Actually, service is privilege. It's a great blessing of Krishna. He doesn't think, array, burden. Or he doesn't think that by doing service, he's doing favor to Krishna. He understands, oh, Krishna is doing favor to me. Devotees are doing favor by doing service. So that proper mood can develop by develop that. But irrespective of what the roles and responsibilities in Krishna consciousness or in do the services right then same service with improper mode, with multiple expectation. Oh, I'm doing service so that maybe I will get some, maybe I will get some facilities. Maybe this. Then that devotional service not very pleasing. Also, when we do services and when we become puffed up, oh, I'm so great. That also is not pleasing to Krishna or to devotees. All those things actually right move can be developed here. And actually, I may think I'm being related to Krishna. Or maybe down. Hearing today was Prabhu is in Anya Bilashita. Only Krishna. Devotional service is for Krishna, not for any demigod. Bhakti. It's not Desh Bhakti, it's not Kali Bhakti, it's not Shiv Bhakti. Bhakti means Krishna. And Bhakti means Anya Abhilashitasha, without any expectation. We feel fortunate and getting opportunities to be purified. So, yeah. And doing it service voluntarily, I believe, not as a force or taking. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.